Welcome back to TYT Sports, everybody. A happy Labor Day edition. As you can see by my outfit, and this is something I normally will never point out, is whatever I am wearing. We have the glasses, we got the whatever scruff you want to call this, we got the Boston University lacrosse shirt on. My sister played lacrosse at BU. I did not. Was not that athletic. But this weekend, UFC 191 happened in Las Vegas, happened to be there, was not at the fight, was in the sports book betting on the fights, equal amount of fun, and a lot of interesting news came out of UFC 191. Overall, decent card. Don't want to go out and claim it to be one of the better cards, primarily because of some of the undercard fights, including Arlovski versus Frank Mir, which resulted in the crowd booing in the two heavyweights. But a win is a win for Arlovski, and that is what he was going after. But the main event, Demetrious Johnson versus John Dodson 2, a clear-cut example of what happens when you have a strong game plan and you stick to it through all 5 rounds, resulted in a unanimous decision for Demetrious Johnson, his 8th straight win, and by the final score of 50 to 45 and 249 to 46. So round 1 and round 2, very similar strategy from Demetrious Johnson. He was quick to the center, and all Dodson was trying to do at that point and early on in the fight was a quick burst of counterattacks, but they weren't working. Johnson controlled the pace throughout this entire fight, and his right hand to right hook combo was evident, clear, and landed at least 10 times. Throughout, it was, again, back to that point of a game plan that he stuck to that worked out flawlessly. It wasn't the most exciting fight, but there was enough fireworks in there for me to say that it was a well-deserved win for Demetrious Johnson. And one of the things I was reading from Bloody Elbow and MMA Fighting after the fight was, why didn't John Dodson try to come out, bite on his mouthpiece as hard as he could, and go out swinging for the first round? Because it didn't seem like through rounds 2 through 5 he really had any control over the tempo, over his strategy. And of course, resulting in the unanimous decision by judges' scorecard. There was only twice that a judge gave him even 1 round. Dodson did change to a little bit of wrestling in the second round, although he couldn't control Johnson on the ground for more than a few seconds before he was able to burst out of that. And again, the spinning elbow highlight from Demetrious Johnson throughout that fight. But again, same point I'm going to keep making throughout that fight, at least what I saw. The strategy worked. Demetrious Johnson, Mighty Mouse's game plan worked throughout all 5 rounds of that fight. A well-deserved unanimous decision from those two. In other UFC 191 news, Paige Van Zant defeats Alex Chambers by armbar. Of course, I truly love watching the female fighters in the MMA, especially when Ronda Rousey's fights only last 22 seconds. You get at least a little more entertainment out of a longer fight. But the biggest highlight did not come from any 2 major MMA stars. Cisco Rivera versus John Lineker. If you ever wanted to see what Rocky Balboa looked like in real life, when me and Francis joke on the panel all the time about how that's not boxing, that's not fighting in the Rocky movies because there's no defense, they're just arms down and swinging at each other nonstop, it actually happened. I know it was on Twitter. Unfortunately, we can't use the highlight. I have some pictures to show you as I go through it. But there was 2 straight minutes that resulted in 100+ punches landed. And for the first 25 seconds of those 2 minutes, they were haymakers. It was insane. I've never seen anything like that in boxing or UFC for that long. Definitely the highlight of UFC 191 for me. Was not too impressed again with the heavyweight bout between Arlovski and Frank Mir. But Demetrious Johnson, again, 8th straight win, Flyweight Champion of the UFC. We'll see what's next for those two as we move forward throughout it. The other UFC 191 fight I did miss was Anthony Johnson's bout, and because I did not watch it all the way through, I don't feel right commentating or recapping that specific bout. Again, when we talk on TYT Sports, we watch the fights all the way through. If we don't watch them, it's not right to commentate on them. Therefore, in the comments section, please tell me what happened, what you thought, and what's next for Anthony Johnson. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and favorite this video if you will also, and leave all your comments in the comments section below.